Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I will share with you 4 true chilling stories, experiences that the storytellers will never forget. From close to home dangers to dark secrets hidden within families, each story is full of suspense, thrill, and will make your heart race. Get your lights off, put on your headphones, and step into the world of real fears. Story 1. The Midnight Stalker. I will never forget that night. It started as a normal evening, but quickly turned into a nightmare. Austin, my ex-boyfriend, always lingered in my mind like an inescapable ghost. He was someone I once considered a friend, but turned out to be a dangerous stalker, following my every step, every movement, every breath in the darkness. It all began when I was at home after a party with mutual friends. Austin came to pick me up, driving me home like he always did. But this time it was different. He confessed his feelings for me. I politely declined, not wanting to hurt him. But it was clear that my rejection only fueled the anger in his eyes. That night, after I'd changed and was getting ready for bed, a message from another friend suddenly ignited the terror in me. It turned out that Austin had secretly taken pictures of me while I was sleeping through the window of my room. These photos, these private moments, he proudly showed off to his friends as a twisted treasure. I felt a cold chill run down my spine, as if every breath was being watched. I immediately locked the curtains, sent him a firm message. Never contact me again. Though he tried to apologize and explain, I could only block his number and sever all communication. But the nightmare didn't end there. In the dead of night, the loud sound of shattering glass jolted me awake. Before I could understand what was happening, I saw a figure pass by the broken window. My heart stopped. I bolted out of bed, rushing to the doors of my room, but the stranger quickly advanced, holding a sharp knife in his hand. My scream echoed through the house, waking my father. He rushed out, his face filled with concern, and made his way toward the room. The intruder slipped on the broken glass and fell to the floor. My father didn't miss a beat and quickly subdued him. The nightmare ended in that moment, but the fear never faded. Austin was arrested that night, held accountable for breaking and entering an attempted murder. I spent long months facing the haunting memories, sleepless nights, and panic whenever I saw a stranger. But above all, I learned how to protect myself, never letting anyone, even someone I once trusted, cause harm. If you've ever felt unsafe, don't hesitate to speak up. Sometimes silence only prolongs the nightmare. Story 2. The Mystery of the Head on the Beach. In 2013, I was living on Long Island, New York. One day in August, I decided to head to Mastic Beach to relax. It wasn't my first choice, but since it was close to home, I thought it would be fine. When I arrived, the parking lot was completely empty, not a soul in sight. A sense of unease flickered in my mind, but I brushed it off. I set my things down, sat on the sand, and enjoyed the sound of the waves crashing. After a while, I decided to take a walk along the beach. The salty air and the light breeze through my hair felt refreshing. But then a thick foul smell suddenly hit my nose, making me wrinkle my face in discomfort. I looked around but saw nothing unusual, just bushes and endless sand stretching out before me. The stench grew stronger, and then my foot suddenly tripped over something hard, causing me to almost fall. Looking down, I saw something that would send a chill down anyone's spine. A human head, bare-boned eyes wide open, lifeless like a corpse that could speak. Its mouth was slightly ajar, as if silently screaming in the wind. My heart stopped. My throat went dry, and I let out a small scream before running back to where I had left my things. The fear surged through me so intensely that I couldn't stay on my feet and ended up vomiting right there on the sand. I immediately called the police. They told me to stay put and not move anything for investigation purposes. The police arrived quickly, and I recounted everything while trembling. 3 weeks later, I saw a news report about a body found on that same beach, a 63-year-old woman named Diane Ross. The preliminary conclusion, a murder. But to this day, the killer has not been caught. I'll never forget the sight of that head. The beach that seemed so peaceful had turned into a crime scene of unimaginable horror. Every time I hear the waves crash, I feel as though I can hear Diane's sighs echoing somewhere out there. If you've ever been to the beach alone, always be cautious, because somewhere in the salty breeze, there may be a dark secret yet to be uncovered. Story 3. The Nightmare on the Highway. About 17 years ago, I worked near the Canadian border in Washington state. My job frequently required me to drive to offices in remote areas, and I loved the nighttime trips because the roads were empty and the atmosphere was peaceful. One time, I had to drive a cargo truck filled with equipment to an office in a distant mountain area. I set off at the end of the day, planning to drive through the night and fly back as soon as I made the delivery. The journey started off normally. I made a few gas station stops to rest and take care of essential needs. Around 1 a.m, I stopped at a rest area near the California-Oregon border. I went to the bathroom, and when I came out, I noticed a car parked right next to mine. I was a little annoyed, but thought it was just someone else taking a break. After driving for about 12 miles, my truck started to show strange signs. The lights flickered and then went out completely, both the interior lights, the headlights and the taillights. I was driving on a deserted forest road in Oregon at 2 a.m. surrounded by a light snowfall. Everything felt eerie like a horror movie. I angrily banged on the dashboard and yelled to shake off the fear. Suddenly, everything lit up again. I decided to stop at the next rest area to check it out. When I stepped out of the truck, a middle-aged man, slightly chubby, with grey hair, was standing next to my truck. He offered to invite me in for coffee or let me rest on the sofa for a bit. I felt a chill run down my spine at the strange offer in the middle of the night in such a desolate place. I declined and returned to my truck to continue the journey, seeing the man walk toward the back of the bathroom. The more I thought about it, the more I felt something wasn't right. I recalled the rest area in California, the strange car next to mine, and wondered if the man had done something to my truck. When I stopped for gas in Oregon, I noticed a strange stain on the wheel arch, which made me more suspicious that someone had tampered with my vehicle. On the road, I noticed a strange car following me, even though I was driving slowly and trying to find a safe place. I turned into a gas station with police patrols nearby and chatted with a friendly female officer. I didn't dare mention that I was being followed, afraid I'd be dismissed as paranoid. The officer advised me to spend the night at a nearby hotel for safety. I didn't sleep well that night, always on edge with every strange noise outside my room. The next morning I decided to leave, hoping the strange man wouldn't bother me any further. Even now I can't explain the real motives of that man. Maybe I stopped a criminal plan, or it was just a terrifying coincidence. But one thing I know for sure, not everyone is kind, and in the dark of the night being cautious is the most important thing. Story 4. The mystery of the photo in the attic. When I was 15 years old, after my uncle suddenly passed away from a heart attack, my father and I were tasked with cleaning up his house. The house was clean and tidy, and we expected to finish in a few days. When I was younger, I often played there when my parents were busy. My uncle was a kind man, but there was one thing that always piqued my curiosity: the attic. He forbade us from going up there, saying that climbing up and down that staircase was too dangerous. One day, while cleaning up, I decided to explore that area. Climbing into the attic, I found it empty except for 2 small boxes covered in dust placed in the corner. Curious, I brought the boxes downstairs to the living room and opened them, expecting to find old papers. But inside, I found hundreds of photographs, not family pictures like I thought, but photos taken secretly of 3 women from many angles, both day and night. Some of the pictures were taken when they weren't aware. One of them was my uncle's wife, who had passed away several years ago. This sent a chill down my spine. On the back of each photo, there were the names of the women. I searched them online, and luckily 2 of them were still alive and well. I showed the photos to my father. He was also shocked, then put the box of photos away without saying another word. Though I loved my uncle, I couldn't understand the motive behind this disturbing collection. Was my uncle the one taking the pictures? Or was someone else secretly watching them? Looking back, I realized that I can no longer trust the happy memories I once had. This isn't a ghost story, but it's a chilling secret that makes my whole family keep quiet about it. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you enjoy stories like these, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next horror videos. Do you have a terrifying experience you want to share? Leave a comment below and maybe your story will inspire the next video. See you in the next stories. And remember, some fears are always lurking right beside us. Oh,